Hello traders, welcome back to my channel. This is Trading with Min. Last week I did not upload the weekly market breakdown because I uploaded another video regarding the monthly review and how important it was. I hope you guys learned some lessons from that video. So in today's video I'm going to share the both weekly market breakdown of the last week and this week as well, where I'm gonna share my trade which I've taken and the lesson which I've learned along the way. Alright, so this is the first trade I've taken on the gold, which was on the 5th of June. So ideally, the overall, if you just go to the H4, the overall, you can see that the price is like having a bullish structure. It's just is holding. Of course, I'm fully aware that the internal is still bearish, but what is the objective of internal? The objective of internal is to facilitate the pullback for the swing structure, which is the swing is here. So it looks like it's already pulled back to the enough area. So now price is heading towards to run the week high, right? So I'm happy and I'm willing to take a long trade until it fails. Okay, so coming the session that day, you can see that price barely missed that demand range, but still I was happy to follow the order flow because of, you can see that the tiny order flow was holding with the proper momentum. So I was pretty much sure the price is going to run that particular weak fractal high, as you can see that. So that was the first prime forecast during the session analysis for me, and you can see that that's a really perfect demand zone has formed in H4 and on M15. During the pre-session analysis, you can see that it was a pretty much clean trade idea overall, right? Even it mitigated to the M15 demand range nested with the H4 demand range, and after that what you can see the price is pulling back correctively, right? So all I was waiting for the sweep and for the order flow shift. So for that, I was just waiting. As you can see, that's the Asian low. That's the prime amazing factor for me to take a long, because the Asian low is going to be swept, right? It's likely. So I was just waiting. I was just waiting for this order flow shift, and once the price, once the price shifted here with the bullish chalk over here, of course the chalk was not really high probability definitely, but overall time frame is suggesting me that price is going to run the week. Even in M15 you can see that M15 swing structure is that one, and pull back to the EQ, or yeah, exactly, pull back to the EQ area. If you just draw that exactly, you can see that that's already pulled back to the EQ area. So yeah, overall different factor was kicked in, and M15 also shifted bullish. The phase A started, pull back to the phase A demand range, everything was there. So it's just slightly, only the weak break does not stop me to take a trade, because I have 90% of the things are on the positive side. So that was the reason I just I just wanted to take a trade. That's it. So if it was closed body candle close, I would have taken risk entry, but due to the weak break, I just dropped to the M5 and checked for the entry model, and as you can see that there was a clean visible lead in front of the POI, which is really clean in my opinion. And you can see that after this lead, I just set the LC1 by covering the low, because I don't want to tag in early and just smash right. So yeah, that was the prime forecast. I just let the trade run. I didn't do anything, and once I see, look at that, so the trade played out so beautifully, and I just banked 2.5 hour from that particular trade, which was the last week. All right, on second trade, so here is the prime forecast for the second trade was pretty much simple. Again, H4 is still the same as we had last week, all right? And you can see pretty much it's just order flow is still intact with the bullish structure, and you can see that the price has mitigated to the H4 demand range nested with the daily demand. where more likely the price is going to at least pull back to the pull back to the supply zone, or it could run the high, right? Of course, sorry for that drawings and everything. I just did a replay mode, so because of that it's happened, but it is what it is, guys. All right. And yeah, pretty much it's pretty much it's so visible on H4. So just for sake of the reaction to pull and reaction with the pullback to the H4 supply zone, I was wanted to take a long, because because overall narrative is it's clean for me. On the M15, if you go to M15, you can see that on M15. So the very first mistake I did was I just saw there was sweep. All right. Of course, that's not the best sweep in the world, but why I assume this as the sweep is that was the last POI which has to hold this particular zone. But what happened? The sweep just got swept, and I thought that was the chalk. So that was the mistake I've done, which I've shared already on the Twitter as well. So this is what I thought. All right, as I was using the MT5 on my phone and I thought that was a chalk, so I just set the risk entry on that particular label after the chalk. All right, this particular label, 50%. So yeah, that label, but and just tagged me in and just trying to go a little up higher, but later on I realized, and I just exited manually, because as it was the invalid trade for me. So moving forward, I waited for more, and then you can see that bullish chalk there, strong liquidation, and one more bullish chalk with the momentum. That's the perfect scenario for me to take the trade. All right. So yeah, that was the reason. So I took another trade on the same day. So that was my POI. We just mitigated, and even I went to the M5, and look at that, how beautiful it is, the price action. It's so picture perfect for me. As you can see that's just swept the liquidity. They lead in front of the POI. You can see the slowly, really solid doji candle has formed, which is another indication the price is going to push more up higher, because it's so clean, as you can see that. So yeah, I just set the LC1 and then targeted 2.5 hour as I could stretched till the H4 supply zone. But of course, I don't want to do that, as it was slightly out of session for me, but still it was in line with the buys and high time scenario. That was the reason I got involved in a trade, and it also played out so beautifully. All right, so that was it. Trade of the week, which I took today, Friday, around London session. As you can see that the price has fallen drastically downstairs with a bearish momentum. I was fully aware of that, but still I took a long. The main reason was, after the look at the structure, of course we want some pullback, and we expect to facilitate the pullback at least to the swing structure range, right? And what I was expecting in the morning, as you can see, that's a supply range. It's very high probability supply range to take a shot if M15 aligns with here. That's a different scenario, but here you can see there is a weak demand over here which got swept, pushed up higher. So definitely I expect there would be some sort of demand would left. And if you go to the H1, you can see why I was so tempted to take a trade. You can see there was a clean demand, as you can see that, with lead in front of it. Of course, definitely I don't use this kind of far demand zone, definitely, but this is something I would consider when M15 shows some sort of bullish confirmation. So that's the reason I just use H1 to inline to inline with the overall trade narrative, right? So on M15, you can see the how beautifully it formed. String is varies, definitely. It's a phase D, even there is no internal IVOS to the upside. But what I have seen is price mitigate to the old demand range. That's okay, but the very good factor is, like, you can see that the fake chalk is there, liquidation is there, really nice momentum over there. the liquidation was with the Asian low. With the liquidation, there was all the supply already got mitigated. So that was the only last supply zone which was left if this price wanted to remain bearish. What happened next? After the session open at Frankfurt, price just smashed through the supply zone. Now I do not have any supply zone left to hold the price and push downstay, right? So that was the main reason I just wanted to get involved on this kind of trade. Apart from this, when I dropped down the M5, I saw a really nice lead in front of it. Just let me delete this drawing. You can see a really nice lead in front of it. Lead swept. I set the risk entry. I set the LC1 here. Didn't tag me in. Price pushed more high, more lower. Again, I set the stop buy stop. Again, didn't tag me in because again it's pushed lower. So after pushing lower, now there is more confirm. I was more comfortable to take a long because the price was pulled back to 0.600 level, M5 refined zone, blah blah blah, yada yada. Everything is there. So I just set the risk, set the LC1, just give some buffer for sake of spread and everything. I targeted 2.5 hour near to the M15 supply zone. Of course, I could have stretched more, but you guys already know I'm a big fan of having lots of huge RR. I'm just want to be more mechanical. That's why I just set 2.5 hour, and this trade also played out so beautifully. It's just like it is what it is. This is how trading should be done. Just follow your plan, follow your uh, trade plan, uh, execute as you forecasted in the morning. That's all. This is it. That's all it takes to become a profitable trader, guys. All right, this is it. That's the trade recap for a whole week, and see you next. So yeah, this is the trade recap for the week, and in today's video, I'm going to give some takeaway and some lessons for all the traders, especially to the new traders out there, right? So I would like to touch on four things, which is really crucial in trading if you really want to scale up your trading performance. So number one is always double check before your execution, which means try to zoom out from the H4, right, and see what's going on the higher time frame. Do not only rely on one time frame, right? And also confirm before you're taking trade, like confirm the strip zones, confirm the order shift, confirm the chop, which I just made a mistake earlier on the first trade of the gold this week. So yeah, this could be the reason you guys have to double check before you execute the trade. And secondly, journaling is everything, which means without the proper journaling, you won't be able to spot the mistakes. And remember, the error is going to teach you to improve your system, because failure always teach you the lessons if you really take it seriously and if you really commit. All right? And thirdly, slow trading is the smart trading. Why is that? As you can see, I have taken 4 trades in the last 2 weeks. This may sound so little for you guys, but trust me, once you only focus on high private setups, that's feature plan, that's enough, right? And focus on quality over the quantity. So the last but not the least, the fourth advice to the all traders is respect your invalid trades. What does it mean? It means, like, as you can see, I've taken the first trade of this week. It was invalid, but I corrected myself. I journaled it, and I checked the emotion check everything, right? And I kept my emotion check. I did not do any rush trading. I did not do any FOMO trading. I didn't want to chase the market. That's how you're supposed to follow your plan. So looking back to the 2 weeks, the biggest takeaway for me is clarity is everything before you're taking any trade. All right. And moving forward, I'm going to double check, I'm going to double confirm before I take any trade. And regarding the invalid trade, which I've talked earlier, and this is something I will refine more in the future. So, if you found a value in this breakdown, please do like, subscribe, and comment below if you have taken any trades this week and have you ever taken the invalid trade. All right, this is for today, and I hope you got some takeaway, some lessons from this breakdown. And yeah, this is trading with me in real trade, real journey. Let's grow together. And remember one thing, as always, one trade at a time.